roadmap to get a job in 2026. The first thing, so you need one degree to get a software job, like any degree, like BSc Computer Science or BTech or MTech, like which is related to information technology, computer science, related computer science. And the next thing is you need skill. So you need to learn one programming language and and you need to understand all computer science fundamentals mainly, and we will come to this part later. And the main thing is here, so you need a good resume to apply. You need a good resume. This is the main part in the job, to get a job. In 2026, resume plays a crucial role in the job market. So here you are a person like Mahesh, and employer like any company employer like any MD. So you have skills and resume, and you need to showcase some skills to prove. So when it comes to any other company employer, so they need skills and they need any degree. Degree doesn't matter in these times, but some cases degree is also important, and they need skills and experience if needed. If this guy has projects and he need employees, so you need job basically. So this employer is has one project. So that project is like a CRM. So they are developing one CRM. So here you have skills and that are not relevant to this project. So that time these skills and resumes all are waste of. You will not get a job. So you need to understand what this company and these employer are building, and what are their goals, and what are the things you need to know before approaching this company. Yeah, here these are the things you need to understand. I don't need to worry about getting job firstly. So let's go with the resume. Come to this resume, and here I saw a lot of students resumes. So they don't have any proper resume and proper projects and proper skills. So that is the main reason they will reject immediately. So this is the main thing. And when it comes to skills, they don't have any, like a lot of guys don't have any basic skills like computer science fundamentals and basic and programming language and OOPS concepts, and these are the main basic things you need to know as a software engineer, as a student. Resume. So you need to add these basic skills before applying. So first one is programming language like C, C++, or Java, JavaScript, or any language. So everything will be works. Only one language you need. You need to be proficient in all the concepts like data types, conditionals, and loops, and object-oriented programming. And these concepts you need to be understand very depthly. And the next skill is one related these programming language related backend framework. Any backend framework like for JavaScript. So we will use libraries like Express and Nest.js and these type of libraries for Java, Spring Boot, and for you need one framework. So these frameworks decides you will get a job or not, because you need to learn what are the companies using in recent times. You need to know before learning anything. And the main thing is it front end. So these back end depends upon company. So when it comes to a front end, so every company needs a front end developer. So this is a common for all companies. So if you learn front end in depthly, so you can apply to any company and you will get a job. Like in front end, you need to learn HTML basic thing. So CSS and JavaScript. So you need to spend a lot of time in JavaScript to learn. So after learning the JavaScript properly, so you need to learn one front-end framework like React or any Angular or Vue.js or anything. So which you are comfortable to learn. So this framework doesn't matter in the front end. So you need to learn JavaScript mainly. So if you know JavaScript, you can learn easily any front end libraries or frameworks. And so if you learn these things, basic things, and after you can learn easily all other libraries and all frameworks like any styling libraries, Tailwind, and all the things. But focus on JavaScript and DOM part, and this is very important. And so if you learn these front end skills and along with this one programming language, one back end framework, so you will get a good resume. So in resume, you need to mention first programming languages. In that thing, one programming language, one backend framework, one front end framework along with front end technologies, and any other skills. Here, the mainly you need to learn three other things along with these things. Firstly, Git. You need to understand this whole Git and GitHub. So this is a main important thing, and basic terminal commands you need to understand. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So basic terminal commands. These are relevant to all jobs. So if you learn these things, it is useful for every job. So Git is different, GitHub is different. You need to understand the whole thing, these two things. And so when it comes to normal jobs, you need to understand Excel also. This is also helpful in some companies. And Git and GitHub basic terminal commands is enough. And if you have a time, you can learn additional skills. These are very important when it comes to development. So like Docker is very useful if you have this skill. So there is a chance to get a job easily. And you need to understand this Git collaboration, GitHub collaborations, and Git version controlling all the code. So let's build a basic resume. So this is your name and professional summary if needed, and technical skills. So here programming language 1, any programming language. For suppose you learn JavaScript, and along with Node.js, like Express, these are the skills, and this comes in backend technologies. So you mentioned FE front-end technologies like HTML, CSS, JavaScript, same language used here, and you learn React for suppose, and backend completed, front end completed. The main thing is databases. You need to learn one database if you want to be a full stack developer. So just as of now, just add one database, like any database, NoSQL or SQL. Like let's add MongoDB, so basic beginner database, and you learn one programming language with backend and one front end with the database, and you know skills Git, GitHub, and Docker, and basic terminal commands. So this is a maximum technology skills are covered here. So here this comes to next project section. This is a very important thing when it comes to selection of any job. So you need to build one project, one or two or three. So don't build 10 projects and like 10 uh, bot projects. Build one or two best projects which are related to that opposite company, which company you are applying. Like in this case, in the previous case, so this company is developing CRM. So you need to develop one project which is related to this CRM. So there is a lot of chances to get selected to in this company. So these projects makes very sense in the to selection process. So you learn these technologies and try to do one project which is like CRM with these technologies. You can build projects in any technologies, and project is the main thing. Project is done, and education details in the last. So you can mention your qualification and your percentage and all the things, and don't add any like additional personal information. This is enough for one resume, basic resume, and you are ready with resume in this part. So you have skills and you have resume, you have a degree, and this is the main step uh, to get a job. So this whole thing is you need to work on this like for 1 year or 1 year, 6 months to 1 year. So this will take some time. Skills, projects, and education. You have whole resume. So with your projects, you need to deploy on internet to showcase, and you need to showcase it like your personal profiles like LinkedIn and portfolio and these GitHub. These are the main things to get a job. So you need to showcase your skills in LinkedIn, maintain a proper LinkedIn with a good profile picture and a good bio and proper about section, and portfolio. Just develop a basic portfolio which will showcase your projects. And when it comes to GitHub, so regularly while coding, just push to GitHub whatever you are learning, so that the employer, this is the employer now, so this employer will see your profile here. So this guy will know. So this guy has a good profile, LinkedIn profile and portfolio, as well as good GitHub history, and they can see your GitHub profile, and they can understand easily. So this guy has some content to work in our. So this employer needs one employee, so that you have skills, you have a good resume, you can showcase your projects, and you have all from your side. You learn all the things. You are applying jobs, so you need to understand from employer side. I will explain employer side. Employer. So what they are looking for, like in an employer point of view. So they will post one job. They need one like front end engineer. Front end engineer. They send a form in LinkedIn or anything, any job platforms. You will get a one form to fill, and in that form, don't do these type of silly mistakes. So if they are asking like how much skill you know in how much you are proficient in JavaScript, so they will give 5 stars. So if you select 1 star only in one React or JavaScript or any, if they will give like list of skills, So if you give 1 star, 2 star, 3 star, so they will not select you because some other guy will select the 5 stars, so they will go with that guy. So you need to fill. If you don't know about that skill also, like if you have a basic understanding, you will put 5 stars, like fake it to get a job. So that this employer will get your response. So to so this employer will get a response, and all they will see all responses. In the maximum cases, they will use some softwares to sort out according to these 5 star, like any skill requirements. He is seeing your profile, so like they'll understand. So you have a good profile on all which I said previously. So they will see all the things, and your confidence about filling the form, and so they will reach out to you. So this is the main thing happens with the employer. Employer said this is what happens in the employer side.